PSG knocked Barcelona out of the Champions League, 5-2 on aggregate. But Barcelona fans are not in mourning as they were after knockouts from Roma, Liverpool and Bayern. How come, you might ask? The answer is simple. The name of this optimism is Joan Laporta. Yes, Barça has a new president and a new optimistic outlook on the future. Today our channel wants to outline the Barcelona of the next season, the 2021-22 season. Fortunately, there's enough information. Let's get going! So, what will the new Barcelona squad be like? Or perhaps should I say, what will Laporta's sports project be like? After all, the main thing depends on this fact: whether Messi stays or not. And a little spoiler from us, he certainly stays. At first, we wanted to describe the lineup by positions, but we understood this is not what you need. So there are three scenarios at the moment: a dream one, a realistic one, and a pessimistic one. Here we will thoroughly analyze them. Shall we start with the worst case scenario? Let's go! Everything is simple here. We should be driven by the key fact: Barça has a total debt of more than 1 billion euros, which means they have no money. Joan Laporta can choose the easy way, which is signing free agents plus Ronald Koeman at the head of the team. There is one more important clarification: there will be players who agree to not the highest salary. That means they will be top-class footballers, but not the diamonds that all the grands of football world want to see in their club. Surely it will be Eric Garcia, Jorginho Wijnaldum and Memphis Depay. Ronald asked all these players to be purchased in the summer of 2020. 20-year-old Eric Garcia is a great option. He's the future of Barcelona and the Spanish national team. But there are some doubts among Barcelona fans about the need of Wijnaldum and Depay transfers. And actually for a reason. Wijnaldum is no better than most of the current midfielders of the club and will reduce the playing time of the new great talents Pedri, Puig and Ilaix Moriba. Depay can make life difficult for Ansu Fati. Why is Barça in need of Memphis if there's Ansu? In total, only one transfer which is 100% trustworthy. Will there be sales? 100% yes. We have no doubts about the departure of Todibo, Umtiti, Coutinho, Braithwaite and Pjanic. What will the starting lineup be in this scenario? Something like that: Ter Stegen, Roberto or Dest, Piqué or Garcia, Araujo, Alba, Busquets, De Jong, Wijnaldum or Pedri, Messi, Ansu Fati or Depay, and Dembele or Griezmann. Moving on to reality, and this is perhaps the most interesting scenario. Here's nothing extra. This scenario is most likely to come true. So the starting point is the same: no money. But when did this stop Laporta? In 2003, he came to Barça, which had the same problems, financial and sports ones. What will the newly elected president do first? Of course, he is going to get some money to look for new sponsors and cut salaries. Joan will cut Messi's salary as well, but for good intentions, to buy the footballers who can really strengthen the team. And of course, there will be sales. We are expanding the list of pessimistic scenario. Neto, Todibo, Umtiti, Firpo, Pjanic, Coutinho and Braithwaite are going to leave. And hopefully Barça makes on the sale of these guys something from 80 to 100 million euros. And who can they get in return? Laporta is a smart leader, and he understands that the main strength of Barça is La Masia, the forge of top talents. And therefore, some positions in the first team will be closed by yesterday's graduates of the world-famous School of Barcelona. A shot stopper Iñaki Peña, Araujo and Garcia will be assistant in the center of defense to Piqué and Langlais. New Alphonso Davies from Barça B, Alejandro Balde, will replace Alba. Puig, Alenia and Moriba will fill the vacant places in the midfield. And Collado, Conrad and Angel Alarcón will try to strengthen the attacking line. But you can't solve serious problems with pupils only. There will be a need of transfers. Again, there must be Eric Garcia. The transfer of Sergio Aguero is also likely to happen. He should fill the gap on the place of the Classic 9. Something is missing in this scenario, isn't there? We think Barca needs to bring Thiago Alcantara home, a world-class midfielder who can replace Sergio Busquets as a defensive midfielder. It'll be possible to negotiate with Liverpool on swapping for Coutinho with a surcharge. In this case, the starting lineup looks a little more interesting. Ter Stegen, Roberto or Dest, Piqué or Garcia, Araujo, Alba or Miranda, Thiago or Busquets, De Jong, Pedri or Puig, Messi, Aguero or Griezmann, and Ansu Fati or Dembele. Ronald Koeman will remain as the coach. This squad of course is not bad, but something is still missing for Messi to say yes with 100% probability. And so we move on to the dream scenario. Joan Laporta is a big dreamer and the most successful president in the history of Barcelona. Of course, he returned to make Barça the strongest on the planet again. Therefore, one must think broadly and just have a dream. What we described above is nothing compared. Before the elections, Laporta said, "I have all the cards to play them successfully." This is how Joan spoke about potential big transfers. And indeed, the current Barça is the expanse to win the jackpot. In fact, Barcelona needs a much bigger transformation than in the previous scenarios. You need to start with Koeman. Of course, Ronald is doing an important and generally good job, but he hasn't avoided major failures. 0-3 from Juventus and 1-4 from PSG are the most memorable of them. In big matches, only Sevilla was beaten, which barely can be called a big club to be honest. Koeman can win the Spanish Cup, but in La Liga, the favorite is still Atletico. Everyone understands that Koeman is a temporary solution. And the future of the club is the return of XAVI, one of the coolest football brainers in the world. His LSAT is winning one trophy after another, the team itself is playing well, and the 41-year-old Spaniard's motivational speeches go viral. Laporta can play all in, remove Koeman, and invite XAVI from July 1st. There is no risk. According to the player of LSAT, Santi Cazorla, XAVI is ready to work at Barça. Spaniard will continue Koeman's course to rejuvenate the squad, and his coaching ideas may be many times more interesting, and the Messi factor can be useful. Because with XAVI, the Argentinian has great friendly relationships. So, XAVI is a coach. The main squad will be a bit shaken up. Neto, Todibo, Miranda, Sergio Roberto, Langlais, Umtiti, Firpo, Pjanic, Coutinho, Alenia, Braithwaite, and Griezmann, who doesn't always start for Barça. All of them are to leave the club. Here the profit will be much more significant. Conditional 150 million euros on these sales can be provided. There will also be money released under new big contracts. Griezmann receives 46 million euros a year, Umtiti 12 million, Sergio Roberto 10 million, Pjanic and Coutinho 8.5 million each. These guys will leave, and such guys like David Alaba and Erling Haaland can appear. Two big transfer market fishes that Laporta is trying to catch. Alaba requires at least 12 million euros a year and will cost free, and Haaland will have to be paid at least 100 million euros. 75 million euros are the compensation for Borussia Dortmund and 25 million to the agent Mino Raiola and the father of the footballer. But Erling is definitely worth it. The list of probable purchases in a dream scenario should also include Eric Garcia, David Alaba, Thiago Alcantara, Erling Haaland, and Sergio Aguero. Now just imagine these starting 11. Ter Stegen, Dest or Mingueza, Araujo or Piqué, Alaba or Garcia, Alba or Balde, Thiago or Busquets, De Jong or Puig, Pedri or Mariba, Messi, Haaland or Aguero, and Ansu Fati or Dembele. We don't know what you think, but it seems to us that this squad is just bombastic. It will definitely be possible to compete for the Champions League with such a crew. Moreover, this project will definitely interest Leo Messi, and he will sign a new 2-year contract at least. Friends, what do you think? How do you see Barca's lineup for next season? Give it a like if you watched this video with interest and subscribe. And this was Inside Football. We watch football from a different angle. Have a nice one and see you in a bit.